Okay, so I will share screen. And first of all, you need to find Zoom in your applications. It might look different on your computer, but the icon looks like this. Oh, sorry, Praat, not Zoom, Praat.
Okay.
And so the icon looks like this. So you click on it and it opens two windows. It opens this window on the left. It says Praat Objects, and this window on the right that says Praat Picture. So the Praat Picture window we don't need. You can just close it straight away. What we need, what is the main window, is this one, Praat Objects window. So this window allows you to do anything that you need to open the file and to process the file. So what we're going to do now is to open the file. We need to find the file that we will be working with. And so in the window itself, there is this tab that says open. You click on that and it gives you many options. And the option you're going to be using is at the top, read from file. So when you press on that, you see it brings me to the files. And on the left, I see I can navigate to any folder. So my files are placed in the Dropbox folder. So I'll just go there and I open this. I find my folder. So this is folders from yesterday that we recorded. I'm just going to select. So what you do, you just select those files. You select them. You can select file by file, or you can just click and drag. But yeah, I mean, just doing it file by file is fine. We'll just go and take the first file. And at the bottom here, you have open. The tab says open here. And then you click open. And so here, now the file is in Praat. Now the file has been placed in Praat. We can see it here. And now we're going to be able to work with this file. So you see when when the file isn't selected, there is nothing at the right. There is no control panels at the right. But if I click on this file, it gives me a number of possibilities here on the right. So what I want to do, I want to view and edit. So this one, you click on view and edit, and it gives you the file. Just going to make it bigger. Right, so now I have the file, and this is how it looks. So this is the whole of the file that's file 68, the first file we recorded yesterday. So what you need to do, because in this file, there are many different things that have been recorded. What you will need to do is to cut these files into individual files. So you see, we have like lots of different things that you say. And these black bits are basically is when you are speaking, is the sound wave that shows when you're speaking. So in order to do anything, to cut those files, to process these files, you need to first of all select the bit that you want to process. And this is how you do. You just click on it, you keep the finger on the button and you drag it across. So you click, keep the finger on the button and just drag across. And when you want to stop, you just stop, right? So that allows you to select the files. Now we can play the files by pressing this bar at the bottom.
Yeah, it's 1066. 1066.
Right? So at the bottom here, you have these bars and you can press any bar, it will play for you. So now it's thinking for me. Hold on, it's.
Yeah, it's 1066.
So anything, you see this gray brown bars at the bottom?
Yeah, it's 1066. 1066.
And it just keeps playing because I pressed many times. But to stop it from playing, you have to find the button on your computer that says ESC, escape. And it's on my computer is located in the top left corner. So if you want to stop the recording from playing, you need to press escape on your computer. But that's not that relevant. So for example, if I started playing,
yeah, it's 1066.
and I actually want this bit, but it's still playing, you can
Yeah,
just select this bit and start playing from here.
go alone.
Okay, so so the first thing you do when you process the files, you select a very small bit, a very small. So this is a long file. You select a very small bit, and then at the bottom, can you see this button says cell, select? It's cell, so it's all in, out, cell, back. So you want to press cell, and it selects whatever you selected, it just brings it closer to you. So now you see those squiggles, that's the waveforms, they are bigger. But they're still not big enough for us. So what we want to do, we want to select it even more, like this. Now we can play this, just this bit, by clicking in the first bar that says visible parts.
Yeah. Lol. Lol.
Right, you don't hear me very well, but you hear yourself very well. So what you need to do is to make sure only your sound is cut. So you do it again the same way. So for example, this is the first time you say the word for valley. So what you do again, you press, it's either your mouse or your pad on your computer, control pad, that you press, and then you drag it to the right. So it's just pressing the button and then dragging it to the right on the control pad, as if you are selecting, you know, text to copy. So it's the same way. And then you press select. Now, this gives us a very different picture, because in addition to the waveform that is at the top here, that is now in pink, it's selected in pink, and it's much bigger. You also got the bit at the bottom here. So this is the waveform at the top, and at the bottom is a spectrogram of the sound. So you don't need to worry about it at this stage, but just to let you know that at the top you have a waveform of the sound, at the bottom you have a spectrogram that gives you information about the sound. So what I am interested in is the waveform and the spectrogram of the sound. And we need to cut it into individual sounds. So here we have, on this selected form, this visible part, we only have one sentence, and that is you saying valley. So let's play it. So you play it by clicking on visible part at the bottom here. See at the bottom, this.
Lol.
Okay, so what you need to do is to save this bit. And so how you do it, you go at the top, you go to the file, it says file, you press on file, and then you find here, it says save to disk, you find here, save selected sound as WAV file. And this is what you need to do. You click on this, and then you get this window that brings me to the place where I found my my sound recording. So this is the file, this is the folder where these recordings, where the big files are contained. So now we want to add to those files, we want to add all the individual files. And what is important is that at the top, you have this save as, and what it gives you by default is the name of the file that you opened. And if you save it as this number, it will overwrite the main file, and you don't want to do it. So what you do instead, you put the cursor before the dot. So it's like So this is the name of the file 1066. Then it has a dot, and then it has WAV. WAV is an extension that we're using. It's the type of the file. So you place the cursor before the dot, and you delete the file name, and you need to write what is in the file. And here you write Valley. This is the name of the file, right? But as you remember, you are not only saying it once, you're saying it maybe one time, two times, maybe three times. So we need to keep all those files and to make sure that we have different files. For Valley, when you're saying lol 3 times, for example, we put the number. So what you do, you put the underscore after the Valley, and then you put the number 01. So this is the first file where you say Valley. Now, when we go down, you say it again, and we're going to put 02. So it's going to be Valley -02. But this is not everything. So we'll just change it to 01. This is not everything. You are one of the few people that I've recorded. And every person that I record, I give them the number, the letters and numbers. And I don't write your name because that's for reasons of privacy. I don't say this is Rebecca, although I know that this is Rebecca. I just give everybody numbers so that, you know, they don't correspond to you unless you know what they mean. And that I put at the beginning. So let us start from the beginning. So we've deleted the original name. And then the first thing we need to do is to put that reference number of the speaker. So your reference number is L07. So this is what I put first. And then you put Valley, underscore Valley, underscore number of the file. So this is the full name of the file. So I know that this is L07, that is Rebecca. Then we have separation. Then this is telling me that this is saying that you're saying the word for Valley, and the number is telling me that this is a repetition of the word number 1. And once you've done that, you press save, and it's saved in that folder where you've placed it, right? Now, select. Right, now, what we need to do from here is to go to the next, the next bit of speech. And what you do, so at the bottom, before you press select to select this file that you highlighted, but now you want to come out of it, you want to see more of this, of the waveform. So you press out, 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 and you see how they're moving away, right? So now, once you've done here, you can move and select this file. And then do it again, select.
lol.
Okay, so this is a good example, actually. So this is you saying lol again, but I don't know whether you can hear or not. Here, at this point, I am speaking. I am saying again. You might not hear it at your end, but when you listen to the recording, you'll hear it. And this is why I'm saying, you know, when I'm saying something, have a little pause and then say it again, because otherwise we have my speech and your speech run into each other, and that's not what we want. So here, I don't want this beat when I'm speaking. I want only the beat where you're speaking, and this is this beat. So this is you, I believe.
lol.
These beats, you see this spike, the spikes here is you doing like this when you open the mouth. That's fine. That's not a problem. The most important thing is that I'm not on the recording. I don't want to be in the recording because it's just not necessary. So what I want to do is I'm going to cut my speech out. I want to only save the bit when you are speaking. So I just ignore whatever I say here and place the cursor after that. And then I select it again. And now I have only your speech.
lol,
Yeah. One important thing is that you don't do this.
lol,
This is not good because this is cutting too close to where you speak. And I don't know if you can hear at the end, you hear this clipping noise.
lol,
This, and that's not what we want. So to avoid this, you need to have as much space when there is nothing happening at both ends. So I would say like this. So here, if I'm place here, so here I have like 30 milliseconds at this end. And here, if I measure, I have 66 milliseconds at this end. So those are the numbers 0, 6, 6, 0, 2. So this is about 66 milliseconds. So as soon as you select something, the top bar will tell you the time. So you need to have as much space, as much silence on both ends of the sound. So here we have comfortable bits of silence, and we do this again. So we've selected, so when you select it, it appears in pink. The top bar appears in pink. And then you go again, File, Save Selected Sounds as above, and it takes you back to where you saved the last file. Now, look at this. We have the files, plus we have that file we just saved, LO7 Valley. Now, this is going to be LO7 Valley 02. It's going to be just exactly the same. So to make it simpler for you, you just click on this. And as soon as you click on this, it appears as Save As. So all you need to do is to change the number. Now it's going to be 02. And you click Save. Now, if you make a mistake, so for example, if you're saving it, and I want to save it as, say this is the recording number 3 when you say lol, and I'm using the last file LO2, and I forgot to change the number, yeah? And I'm going to press save. Oh, it's going to tell you, it's going to give you a warning sign, and it will tell you, this file already exists. Do you want to replace it? And if it is a new file, yeah, you don't want to replace it. You just press cancel, and that means you have to change it to 3 and then save it again. Yeah. And that's how you go. So this is how you go through the recordings. And then once you've done saving this file, you again do out, 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 out. And you also at the bottom, you can move them. You can move them. You see at the bottom, there is a line. You can move the line to go to the other files. It works now, but look at the select. So when it's in this format, this moving is going to be quite difficult. Don't move it when you see the bottom bar. When you see the bottom bar, don't move it because it's just going to give you nonsense. You need to go out until you cannot see the bottom bar. And that's when you can move between the files easily. Now, here we come to the next file.
lol ngwanya,
So again, if I want to save this file, I need to make sure there is enough of space, at least 0200. So this is quite a lot of space, but at least you should have 0.200, at least 200 milliseconds you should have. So which is about this much, right? At least that, but better to have a bit more. And you always need to play the file. Once you've selected it, you always need to play it to make sure that there is no my voice, there is no other things going on there.
lol ngwanya,
And then once you play it, you know what you are doing, right? So for this file, to save it, actually, we don't want to save this file, so I'm not gonna. So if you remember, lol ngonyem was not the one that we wanted. We wanted ngony lol, right? And I will give you a list of all the file names that you need to use. Yeah. So for this one, we don't need to save it. So we're just going to skip it. But here, if we select this bit.
Ngony lol.
So this is where you're saying ngony lol.
Ngony lol.
Let's select this one.
Ngony lol.
Right. So this one, you also save again by pressing File, Save, and then you want to give it a name. So again, you start with L07, always the name of the code for the person first, then underscore, then you have to put smelly, yeah. And then I will give you some code words that we're using to make sure that we understand what the grammatical structure of the sentence is. And in this case, it will be pred, which stands for the predicate. It tells me that this is a verb, not adjective, for example. And then valley. And then you always give the number or 1, and then you press save. And that's how you go through all of these files. You go out again, you select the next file, you listen to it.
Ngony lol.
So these things, like this one, it wasn't your lips this time. It was something maybe moved on the table. When it's like some noise, ideally, we don't want it. Your lips are fine. When the mouth is making noise is fine, but the other noise is not really good because it's just going to be in my ear all the time. So just after that noise, you put and I mean, it's still comfortable. It's still about 200. Yeah, it's still about 200 milliseconds that we have before the recording starts. And you select it, play it again.
Ngony lol.
And then file, and then save. And because you already have that file, you see, always by default, it just gives you the name of the file that you're using. But because you already have that smelly, the valley is smelly, you click on it, and then you just change the number to 2. And then you press save. And you keep on going. What is this?
Jiak lol.
Diaglol, etc. So we're going through all of those
Diaglol.
files. Let me find the one where you say,
Hanana lol.
right, in the past,
Hancha lol nen.
hanchalol nen. So I'll give you all, okay, so here, for example,
Hancha lol nen. Hanana lol.
right, so if,
Hancha lol nen.
so this one I don't actually need, but if you save it, it's not a problem.
Hancha lol nen.
Because this, we needed the past one, but if there is some, I mean, in general, save all good files. And if we don't need them, that's fine. We can use them somewhere else, but all good files should be saved, yeah? So,
Hancha lol nen.
so hancha lol nen. So this one I am saving again. And here I need to change the name again, L07. And then you say I, and then this is cha, is a past. It's telling me that it's in the past. And then you say past dot first singular. It's a bit difficult to remember, but I will write it all down for you. Past first singular, valley, C. And then again, O1. So why we put first singular is because if you say Janche lol nen, this is going to be a different form. This is cha, and that there will be che. And that's why we need to write this code for that. So past refers to cha, chi, right? then first singular refers to a, and then you have Pali and then si. And first singular, it means first person, me, I, and I'm one, singular. If it is we, it will be first person plural, right? If it is you, it will be second person singular. If it's many of you, it will be second person plural. If it is Jen, it will be third person. He or she is the third person. So it's a grammatical categories. That's how we refer to them, by using first, second, and third person. And whether it is singular or plural, that's what we write there. Okay, so, and then again, you just save it and proceed next. So this is all that you basically need to do. And it might seem a lot at this point, but then, you know, once you start doing it, slowly, it will become increasingly easier. Right, and then once you're done with the file, at the top, you close it and say you finish this file, you don't want it anymore, you select, and at the bottom you say remove, and it gets rid of the file for you. So that is all that you need to do in order to process the files. Let me stop the recording. Stop.